now that the balloon has been shot down, what is the big deal about balloons flying over enemy territory or flying over somebody else's land? Well, it has happened in the past. We have to remember that Zeppelin was indeed nothing but a hot air balloon until it crashed and burned in 1914. What I'm trying to say is that this one has some significance. Well, there are many questions that are being asked as to what was the United States government, its military doing while this balloon flew all the way across the country, starting from the Aleutian Islands. So I'm going to trace quickly the path of this balloon and how it got shot down. So here we go. Remember Bering Strait, the small strip of land that people 40, 50,000 years ago perhaps walked across from Asia to what became Americas? Well, along that, today as the water level has gone up, this is now like a strait. It's called the Bering Strait. And in there is a group of islands called the Aleutian Islands. These are all part of Alaska, by the way, like the westernmost tip of Alaska, almost close to Asia. And that's where this balloon entered. And from there, where it went to is it crossed into Canada. And I think the United States spotted it over Aleutian Islands and then said, well, we'll see what they are going to do. And they thought that it was going to go somewhere in Canada or perhaps somewhere else. Whatever it was, on the 30th of January, they saw this balloon go into Canada. Well, did it stop there? No. On the 31st, the balloon entered into the United States again in the state of Idaho. Now, the military has been telling the president that this is something that seems to be having some spy equipment. It seems to have its own battery power. It seems to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, they figured out that inside the balloon, there were 3 busload lengths worth of equipment. And they were concerned that if it is brought down in an area where there are people living, that it could cause a lot of debris and also perhaps infrastructural damage and maybe even loss of life and limb. So they said, okay, fine, let us see what they are doing. And the United States government kind of dialed back a bit on its encrypted transmissions just to deny on the outside chance that the balloon could be snooping in. So on the 31st, it entered the United States again in Idaho. On the 1st, now it was hovering over Billings, Montana at the Armstrong Air Force Base. Now, the missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, among others, they're all supposed to be in and around this area. So that again, raised concern and said, wait a minute, we need to do something about it. But the president still did not do anything. Then what happened? It kept going, and China in the meantime was batting defense, saying that their balloon had drifted off course, that it was harmless, blah, blah, blah. On the other side, the House, which is a GOP majority, was pressing the president to shoot down this thing, and the government kept doing nothing because they were saying that, well, this could cause infrastructural and human damage. Then finally, on the 4th of February, 2 F-16 shot it down off the Sea of Carolinas, and that's where the saga ended. Now, it is believed that the reason the government wanted to wait this long before they shot it down was that they wanted to be shot down at a place where perhaps they had a better chance of recovering the wreckage to understand what it was that China was up to. Whatever that is, we will not know that now because it gets into the classified information zone. But this is the saga of the Chinese spy balloon. While this balloon was making its trip across America, one more balloon is rumored to have come across Central America into the Southern American part. Also, they are saying that a couple of other balloons have gone over Philippines, as well as one hovered over the Andaman and Nicobar Islands for a long time. This was, I think, 2-3 months ago. So Chinese spy balloons have been around for a while. What is going to happen next? Will the non-Chinese countries make a resolution that as soon as they see any of these balloons flying outside the space of China, they'll be brought down? Is that what's going to happen? Or are they going to say, well, we can mess with them. Now that we know they are up there, we can also misinform. They can collect wrong intel, can get confused even more. See, information, intelligence is a tricky business. If the other person doesn't know you are fooling them, then you should fool them. That there goes the idiom that, so this is a tricky game. It's a battle of minds. We don't know where this is going to end, but clearly the US-Sino relations have taken a huge step backward. Remember that Blinken was planning to go to China at the request of China, saying that by March their COVID would be under control and that China would be back to business at full tilt. Well, we told you that things are not that rosy. We've already walked it through. You can listen to 𝗣𝗚𝘀𝘀𝘀𝑢𝑛's update on China that aired yesterday to get the latest situation. But this is as far as the balloon gate is concerned. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.